Good afternoon. This is Cherice Taylor. I am the host of the Facebook page Time Matters, and you can find it at How You Spend Your Time Matters. Today, I have a very special guest, Mr. Reginald Grant. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You are an educator, an author, an ex-NFL player, New York Jets, I believe, the CEO and co-founder of Esports Instruction, and a graduate of the University of Oregon. Anything else you'd like to add to that fabulous list there?
I'm just a little worker bee trying to add a little value.
You absolutely do that. I speak a lot about time matters and having virtual mentors to share pearls of wisdom with our youth. And I wanted to focus from the lens of the student athlete. I haven't had that focus yet. And so I wanted you to speak briefly about the importance of athletics, the student athlete, and skills that are needed for them to take their whatever sport it is to the next level, whether it's college or pro, whatever their goals are.
Well, everybody wants to be a pro, but it's always a process in anything you do in life. As a young person, I dreamed of winning the Heisman and doing all these great things. I grew up in Seattle, Washington, understood early that my parents could not afford to pay for me to go to college. So I had to find out a way that I could get to college, understanding that most of the people that run things have college degrees. So I needed to get in that space. So I figured out that I needed to get an athletic scholarship or some kind of scholarship to supplement my college education. And that light went off about ninth or 10th grade. And then I pursued athletics, of course, played football, played basketball, ran track in high school, and focused really on my academic success, working hard in the sports and working as hard or harder in the academic realm, understanding that I needed those grades to qualify, especially nowadays. It's even more stringent and the rules are so much more regulated. I work with some national recruiters, so I know the process. One of my guys that wrote the book, Win All Four, which is an academic guideline that takes you from ninth grade through senior year in high school to make sure you're prepared academically to receive a scholarship, because there are different requirements as a student athlete to actually receive a scholarship. Have been on the board for the National Alliance of African American Athletes for the last 25 years. For the last 29 years, you present the Premier Award for African American Male High School Scholar Athletes. It's the premier award in that space. We put about 150 guys into the NFL and probably have 20 or 30 active players at any one time. And that's NAAAA, that's 4age.com. And again, that's the premier award for African American Male High School Scholar Athletes. And again, part of the reason that most of those guys have such tremendous success, and we have guys that have achieved such high things, is they understand that you will not be able to run fast and jump high for all your life. So you have to be able to rely on your academics, you rely on your brain. I haven't played football in many, many years, but I still receive benefits from attending University of Oregon. And of course, I play a little professionally. But it's all about preparing your mind and being in the right mindset, understand that academics matters. It is okay to be a schoolboy or schoolgirl. As a matter of fact, if you're not, then you're shortchanging yourself and you will not be able to attend college without the right academic credentials.
Well, you nailed it right there. And I think it's really important that our student athletes understand that academics matter. And when you think about the student athlete who has the academics, but maybe they don't have that time that they need to reach that D1, D2, or D3, and they may be interested in trying to walk on, what are the things that they can do to present themselves, their personal brand, to maybe get the attention of a coach that is not looking at them?
Well, again, you had to position yourself. Recruiting is totally different than when I was in school. I think I had 60 or 70 letters, but I was a multiple sport guy. And again, I had raised my academic standards up to the point where I was going to get those opportunities. Again, opportunities become limited. It's a funnel,
Mm-hmm.
right? As you move forward and you're not in the system, so you have to continue to position yourself to be able to display your skills, to attend camps. Although now we're in this new dynamic and a new world we live in where they're not having regular camps. Even the NFL Combine is now going to be virtual. Um, and then they'll host the things at the local colleges where they have their combine events instead of having them come to one place and all being exposed to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to present yourself. You have to make sure you have your academics up and you continue to improve that. If you have to go to a junior college or a small college, that is the best way to go, if at all possible, to get yourself into the loop, to continue to produce marketing materials that you can send those to coaches. There are many services like Athletic SOS, Draft Card, and other services that allow you to be exposed and to have an opportunity for colleges to find you and coaches to find you.
Okay. Thank you. So you're on a lot of boards and like you just said, 24/7, if you're not doing something, you're not doing anything. So what is your why for what you do?
Well, my kids, my family, it's important to elevate others. People reached out and gave me a helping hand up, and I just want to be a conduit to do that as well. And that's part of my why. I come from a family that my parents moved from Atlanta, Georgia to Seattle, Washington to give myself, my brother, my sister an opportunity in life and more opportunities than they were available in Atlanta, Georgia at the time. And so, my why is to make a positive impact on those that I'm involved with or have a conversation with. So my why is about empowering others because people have empowered and helped me.
Excellent. Thank you. And how do you define success? Because we all define it in a different way, but how do you define success?
Quality of life. Quality of life means to be able. Now I'm able to do the thing. Something you're passionate about. Find a way to make a living doing it. Find something you're passionate about. Find a way to make a living doing it. Now there'll be challenges. There'll be failures along the way, but failures are your steps to success. And so success for me is just a process. Enjoying life, enjoying my family, making sure they're safe and taken care of. So success is defined differently for each and every one of us, and nobody should be able to determine who you are. It's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission. Go do it. It's about doing every day. Take a step forward about getting better. I read an hour a day or 2 hours a day sometimes. It's about improving myself. Even as an old guy, I'm always continuing to learn and to grow. And it's always about people and being around people that elevate you, that you can elevate.
Well, you have in that comment not only shared your definition of success, you have also shared some wonderful pearls of wisdom for not just our youth, but for anyone who, especially during this time, may be changing careers, are at home, online learning. So to have that information is very helpful. Is there,
Well, just let me put this one thing. Chaos. We are in chaos. We are in change. Change is when opportunities abound. Let
Mhm.
me say that again. Change and chaos are when opportunities abound. When things are down, people are getting wealthy. They're getting mad, crazy rich. And if you can position yourself, no matter what challenges you're facing, to pivot, to move in a different direction, in a different way, to think in a different way, and adapt and adjust to change, there are three things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and change. You have to be adaptable to change. I know we're often resistant to that, but you want to be able to change and make yourself better and improve the opportunities and take advantage of these tremendous opportunities. When I was a kid, if this had happened, we would not have had the technology to be able to pivot like we have. So
Mhm.
now there are opportunities for everybody to be in a better place, those that choose.
Thank you. You have said it all in a nutshell, and I appreciate that. I want to give you the opportunity, if there's anything else that you want to share, if you want to share anything about any of the books that you've written, any organizations that you're a part of that you want to make available to my readers, my listeners.
Again, my name is Reginald Grant, reginaldgrant.com. I was an English teacher for 17 years. I've written about 10 or 12 books. My 17-year-old and 15-year-old written a couple of books. So it's always about the dynamic of the process, about moving forward, about being in the room with people that elevate you. And you can elevate other people, and then you will be elevated as well. So again, Reginald Grant, you can find our schedule on there. We have multiple things going on, everything from honoring John Lewis, the intervention or the processes that Martin Luther King used for nonviolent success, and how they attacked the changes that he wanted to happen in the system. Although we have not had all of the changes that we wanted or he died for, we have moved in a progressive and a positive way. And you are blessed to be living in America if you live here, because there are tremendous opportunities. You just have to be willing to work hard, to be focused, to be determined, and to use your gifts that God has given you to make your life better, make the lives around those people around you better.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate your time. I always end my conversations with, remember, how you spend your time matters. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today.
Pleasure's all mine. Reach out if I can be of help to anybody.
Thank you.